What it do? It's your boy KJ and welcome to the Gaming News. I couldn't come up with a better title. Gaming Bible reports that GTA 6's overhauled One system has fans seriously impressed. So despite the lack of official information, the GTA's fandom has managed to learn a lot from GTA 6 only trailer. Fans have dissected every frame of the GTA 6 trailer, and in doing so, it's led to a discovery that has would-be players impressed. So a user on Reddit has taken to r/GTA6, having only just noticed that the new wanted system seems to be used. The OP shared their theory along an image of Jason in a car as he tries to evade the police. It's an image we've seen countless times, yet it's all too easy to overlook smaller details when we're too hyped about the in-game footage. He states, the cops must not have a description of the suspects, so they just drive by Jason here, who are fleeing the scene of the crime the cops are headed to. In response, another user references another scene in the trailer, this time when Lucia and Jason have robbed the local store. They state, in one of the leaks when Jason and Lucia are robbing the diner, a little message pop up at the top saying the cops have full description of the vehicle they used to get away. So there could very well be a new element to the wanted system, which I think is amazing. Everything that's coming out as far as GTA 6, and I hope it launches this year. If it doesn't, it's going to launch 2026 probably if they have to push it back. But I hope that it's released this year and everything that's coming out is looking great. I lived in Miami for a while and that just takes me back. It's going to be great to revisit Vice City. I hope they add a bunch of crap on there like Liberty City and San Andreas. That'd be great. nvidia RTX 5090 versus the RTX 4090 native 4K benchmarks are out. 20 of the most demanding PC games have been tested. And this one's going to be quick, guys. If you have a 4090, you're probably fine. If you want to get the 5090, if you're a content creator, probably great. I might be grabbing one. I'm not sure yet. Probably going to do it. I don't know that my power supply can actually even output all that wattage. It may be able to, I don't know. We're gonna try that. Essentially what you're looking at is anywhere from a 20 to 50% increase depending on the title, but overall it's about 30% across the board. Long story short, honestly. I'll link the article so you guys can look at all the different games if you're interested in that, but it's a long read. So Hidetaki Miyazaki has basically hinted of a remake of Bloodborne after the speculated release of PlayStation 6 in late 2026. Fandom Wire writes, basically, you're saying that in an interview with IGN, when asked about a remake of Bloodborne, Miyazaki said that he has no place to talk about the game considering he does not own the rights to the game. He said, we simply don't own the IP at From Software. For me personally, it was a great project and I have a lot of great memories for that game, but we're not at liberty to speak about it. In another interview with Eurogamer, Miyazaki said how he holds the game very close to his heart and also loves the reception of the game and is still exceptional even after all these years. He says, it is a title we hold very dear, and just as much as our fans, it does make me very happy to see that there are still so many people passionate about it. So there is a little sliver of hope here, guys. In that same interview with Eurogamer, he says, I think having new hardware is definitely a part of what gives these remakes value, things you weren't able to achieve on previous generations of hardware, ways you weren't able to render specific expressions. New hardware sometimes makes it possible. However, I wouldn't say that's the be all end all. And he basically apologized in both interviews for not being able to talk much more. So hopefully there's a silver lining here and we can get a Bloodborne remake. I will link to fromsoftserve, another YouTuber who's working on a remaster for the Shad PS4 emulator. I think that's great. The game is almost playable on Shad PS4. I'm still getting a bunch of crashes, but hey, maybe you guys can play it. If you're looking to grab a Steam Deck OLED from Valve with a deep discount, you can get that if you act quickly. So this comes from PC Games N. Valve has restocked some of its refurbished Steam Deck OLED models with hefty discounts on the gaming handheld if you act fast. Basically, you can get a refurbished Steam Deck. Typically, they go for $549 for the OLED model and $399 for the LCD models. But right now, you can grab it for $439 or $519 for the 1 terabyte version. That's a discount of $110. Unfortunately, the LCD models are all out of stock. However, you'll need to keep your eyes peeled if you're after an even cheaper entry point. You can grab, one of those LCD models, which, personally, it's great. I have an OLED model myself. It runs everything great. It exceeds my expectations for a portable handheld, which is great. The Resident Evil 2 remake has not even crossed 10,000 sales on iOS. New report claims that quadrupling the price on Apple's App Store caused purchases to nosedive. This is coming from WCCF Tech. Another Resident Evil title ported to the iOS has failed to turn a decent profit for Capcom, with Resident Evil 2 Remake not even crossing the 10,000 sales mark. However, given that the game arrived for multiple platforms in 2019, launching the title at a lower price for compatible Apple devices would have been the right strategy, especially considering that those who own iPhones have already completed the game on different hardware. Such decisions can haunt companies down the road, and looking at what happened, it is a repeat of what transpired with Resident Evil 7 launched for iOS, as it failed to cross $30,000 in sales. The bulk of the sales for Resident Evil 2 Remake was recorded when the game was priced at $10 when arriving on iOS. And that makes sense. You price something at 10 bucks, you've already paid for it, you want to see how it performs on iOS, on your iPhone or macOS, great. But full price ain't gonna cut it. As soon as Resident Evil 4's remake price shot up to $40 on iOS, that is when things started to crumble. That discount ended on January 9th, and unlocking the full game now costs $40. Based on AppMagic's data, a measly $7,000 was made after the price quadrupled, indicating that around 175 have purchased the game. Having personally invested time and energy into Resident Evil 2 Remake, we can comfortably say that it was not the lack of content or game quality that resulted in its failure on iOS. I always found it strange that Mac doesn't support Steam on macOS. Then you wouldn't have to buy the game that you've already purchased twice, and that way more people would play it. They're making people pay full price for a game they've already purchased. No one is looking at the Mac and saying, oh, let me purchase this game on a Mac. That's not what Macs are known for. They're starting to become more, game centric, more game focused, but it's something they're gonna have to work with people here. I look forward to the day where Steam is on Mac OS. Guys, if you like this type of content, make sure you hit that like and subscribe, and I will see you guys here again for more gaming news. Thanks for watching.